morning, everybody. Yesterday was our first day with this green-red questing Druid, Goblin Anarchomancer, Underworld Breach, Storm, good deck. We were 13-2 with this list yesterday. Was feeling really good. I was really happy to beat Scam 3 times after working on the sideboard plan really hard the night before, and overall There's a lot to really like about this build in the metagame right now. You have a super low mana curve with lots of card advantage and removal, which is a great formula to beat Scam. And you have the Storm flashy burn finish, which is a great plan to beat Bean and other slow decks in the format too. And you have access to you get Jegantha, you get a good sideboard, you have a lot of card advantage, you have a lot of good cards. It's really cool. I've been really surprised with how powerful the how high the card quality is, while you're also just able to combo kill your opponent in a lot of games too. You're gonna Grapeshot for you're not Grapeshotting for as much as Blue Red Gift Storm can, but you can Grapeshot for your opponent's entire life total in a big chunk of the time. Not a lot of changes from yesterday. We were 13-2 on stream yesterday, so it's still a little early to be making a lot of changes. I think one big thing was that as good as Cursed Totem is in the metagame right now, and as nice as it is to get to play Cursed Totem in a deck like this, where it doesn't start off any of our own things, I think that we're good enough against Yawgmoth and Scales that we just don't need them. And it felt like that we did beat Living End yesterday, but we were severely lacking on sideboard cards for Living End. So I'm -1 Ancient Grudge to Cursed Totem, big thing, where we want to have these interactive games where we're playing Ragavan Channeler questing Druid, and we're just controlling the board and attacking in. And so I think if you want to play Unholy Heat and do that, Ragavan is a lot better. And I think if you want to play Lava Dart and be more aggressive, Swift Spear is better. Swift Spear is also one of these cards that is good when you have all of your resources and everything is going really well. And Ragavan is just much stronger turn 1 play, and to some extent also with Ragavan being a stronger turn 1 play, it's the best defense is a good offense, where you get to put your opponent pretty far on the backswing right away, where Swift Spear is a card they can kind of ignore for a little bit. Kind of hard to articulate that point a little bit. Okay, let's graveyard both of these. Take a look at my top card. It's a Goblin Anarchomancer, which I think is a card I want here, so let's go ahead and keep that. Fear Fire Foes better than Stomp. I don't know. Neither card is super good, I think. Okay. So if I cast this Rin's Resolve, okay, they're just traded now. I think that's fine. They spend 2 mana to kill my 1-drop. If I draw a land, I'm really happy. We didn't draw a land, but I think I'm still happy enough to play this Anarchomancer and then next turn start to go kind of crazy. That being said, if you want to cut Ragavan, or if you want to cut Ragavan for Swift Spear for budget purposes, I think that's totally fine. I think that's a very nice, the deck overall is not that expensive for a modern deck. And that's a good way to not, cut the most expensive card without diminishing the card quality too much. I think we don't want that. I think I will just be holding up Unholy Heat this turn. What deck would I play at a big tournament today? I don't know. Tomorrow I'm playing a limited RCQ, I think. Not 100% sure still. But I thought that the Magic Online RCQ was... Alright, I think I heat the Ravager now. I thought that the Magic Online RCQ was... Sorry, I lose my train of thought a lot good today. I thought it was tomorrow instead of Sunday, but it's Sunday, so I think that I'm going to be not playing a tournament tomorrow. So I haven't thought a ton about it. I think that I would want to work on the Bean deck some more if I was prepping for a big modern tournament. I think that I like a lot about Canister's builds, but I would build them a little bit differently. But I would be more towards the more controlling Omnath builds with an endurance of the main deck. I think the Jace that Mason was playing in the Super League is pretty good too. A lot of people have been talking about the Jace. Yeah, I'm still in the Super League. Top 8 starts next Wednesday. Okay, so they're turning the Hangerback Walker into a 3/3 Ballista, which I think is fine. They're going after my Anarchomancer, which makes sense. Why doesn't Scam Splash for Ephemerate? The age-old question, huh? Truly one of life's greatest mysteries. Alright, let's keep that. It's a complicated thing, I think. So next turn I can go Breach and Grapeshot for a bunch. Could also Grapeshot for like 3 this turn. Or sorry, for 3 this turn. I think instead of doing that, I'm going to just get my opponent down to 10 with this attack. And then plan to probably bolt them end of turn to get them down to an even lower life total and hold up this Unholy Heat. Do you mind brew submission via Twitter message? I discuss Pulse Brew, did not bother you? I mean, I prefer it here in the chat. It's like, I don't like to respond to a lot of DMs off Twitter. Like, I'm here talking to people all day or all morning, and I just don't like to talk about decks and brews all day with everybody, you know what I mean? But, if you post something here, people do DM me Decklist all the time, and occasionally I respond, but it's not really my preferred way to discourse. We do deck text for channel points. That is the best way to get my attention, I think. Casting this Heat seems pretty good. Just getting like the extra 2 cards in the graveyard is worth a good amount of Storm here. Although it is going to kill my Channeler, basically, for sure, right? Yeah, maybe it's better to untap and just get the Surveil off this. Alright, I make sure I have enough fetchables. I should here. Yeah, it seems pretty free to Abundant Harvest for 2 cards in the graveyard. Ooh. That is helpful. So we go lands. Cast Underworld Breach. We have them very dead here. Yeah, very interesting choice to target the Lightning Bolt. I guess that's what they think I'm doing, but I just have the Grapeshot in my hand. So it's Jeskai Bintor with the new White Unearth. We played like Grixis Bintor with Unearth in the past. I don't know. There's a lot to talk about when it comes to this kind of deck, but I'll just be thinking about it a bit more when the new set comes out. I'm not really ready to start brewing with the new cards yet. With peace and love. Peace and love. Alright. So up a game against Scales. We have a good amount of sideboard cards against them too. We had just way too many. I was also going to realize we had like a 3rd Grudge and 2 Cursed Totems. It's just too many. Like this is a matchup where you want to get your Ragavans out of here, kind of like against Yawgmoth. But overall, I don't think the matchup is even particularly bad. I should remember what I was doing. I think I was trimming a Manamorphose and then 2 Rin's Resolves for these. Trying to build this at Historic, and it's tough without Manamorphose. I have to do Burgy shit to play Swift Spear and play Swift Spear. Is Ragavan not in Historic? Not sure if Birdie Tree is worth it. Yeah, I mean, I don't know that you can have like this combo finish in Historic. I don't, like what the hell even is Historic? Taz for the 23 months. Thank you. Welcome back. I thought this was a Leyline of the Void in the corner of my eye. I had a good Halloween. Like, me and Esther, like, the week before Halloween, me and Esther went to a friend's party. Then we hosted a party, like, the day before Halloween. And then, or the Saturday before Halloween. And then we passed out candy on the day of, so we were very busy. We always do a lot. All right, let's Stone Rain them. What if they had this in their hand already? I usually like to deploy this before. I guess you can play Patchwork first, actually. So here I think I'm supposed to go Anarchomancer and then hold up Seek the Beast. And then next turn we can play a huge Questing Druid to hopefully compete with this Patchwork. Maybe it'll be not quite good enough. Yeah, they got 2 cards in their hand. This Patchwork is going to be large for sure. There's no creatures in graveyards, so we can at least block the Zabaz if they attacked with it this turn, but the Patchwork would get even bigger. And they would have something to Cauldron effectively. So yeah, let's just take 6. Alright, so we hit another Questing Druid and a Wooded Foothills. Ancient Grudge, huge here. Okay, so which one is on an adventure? This one's on an adventure. Let's go ahead and seek this beast. We hit a Channeler and a Stomping Ground. So can I go Questing Druid, Stomping Ground, Questing Druid, Manamorphose, Channeler, Ancient Grudge the Cauldron? Or Ancient Grudge the Ozolith? If I play both Questing Druids, Channeler, Manamorphose, I won't get to flashback the Grudge this turn, so I would have to target the Cauldron so that it doesn't have anything to exile. I feel like against this board, that's probably okay. A little scared, maybe. They only have 1 card. Yeah, they don't... It's like, if they have, like, Ravager, and I don't have Delirium on Channeler, or if they... Yeah, that's, like, how I could lose. How do you play mana after 3 creatures? Oh, I'm gonna play the Manamorphose before the Channeler. But I'm gonna play the Druids first so they get big. Don't you have to kill Automaton next turn? I'm gonna block it, I think. It's a oh, sorry. Did I play this from hand? It doesn't really matter a ton, but oh fuck, no! Damn it. Sorry, I know. Like after like I discussed this line for like 2 minutes. That's what I get for looking at chat, maybe, but still like it's still in okay shape if they don't have a good follow up to this. I did mean to go Manamorphose first. Cauldron lets them sack Zabaz and get flying to Automaton. Oh, yeah, that's true. So I did need to kill the Cauldron, and I didn't. So I guess we're gonna go to the next game. They may miss the line. It's not the easiest line to see. They find another Patchwork. Plays Grove. And they missed the line. Let's go. Scales is a hard deck. Hardest of Core, thank you for the 8 months. Glad you're liking the stream. Alright, so let's go and give this chump. I think we chump with Channeler. Yeah, these Druids are going to be so big. Although the card selection from Channeler would be really nice for sure. Okay, so I think we start off by grudging the Cauldron. Well, I guess maybe we don't grudge the Cauldron since like we're gonna try to kill them this turn, right? So our storm counter is gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're gonna Grapeshot for 5. I believe we can target the Patchwork, pay for ward, and yeah, then cast our other 2 spells. These will be 7/7s. There is a creature in the graveyard, so if they tap the Cauldron, they can grow their thing by 4. But it almost isn't it just like so easy to just go target the Patchwork, flashback on the Zabaz, kill them. I always try to be slightly more cautious after a punt for what it's worth. I'm not like okay, I do still have 1 Stomping Ground left in the deck. So they're targeting my Channeler in response. And they're putting a counter on the Zabaz so that modulars for more. But they're just going to die. Bolt you down to 15. Grapeshot you down to 10. Attack for like 15, something like that. 16. Question juries just get so big. How did I target the top without paying ward? I that's the thing. I did pay ward. I did pay the ward. It was my strat there. Let's get the I didn't want to do this for chips from our data so far. Yeah, and after a pretty severe punt too, for sure. Alright, good hand. Did I sideboard Encrypts for that matchup? No, don't side Encrypt against Scales, but use Sided Stone. Like, you care about stopping Modular from triggering, stopping Hangerback Walker from triggering. So like these like Exile when they die effects are really good. Tormod Script isn't very good. Yeah, one day I'll live up to your expectations, Jesse. Although also, as per usual, the matches I lost, my opponents got very lucky and I got very unlucky. It's very important to remember. I think we shuffle away a second removal spell here. Just burn. We're ready with these Weather the Storms. They're really good at my off-stream testing, the Weather the Storms. Not burn, though. Arid Mace's Sacred Foundry pending. I mean, it could be just creativity. When one of my friends plays, back in the day, one of my friends and I used to go to like a lot of SCGs, and he would always play Infect. And every time he would show up to these to a SCG tournament with Infect, he would play against like Mardu removal spell tribal like 3 times in the tournament, like without fail. It was really uncanny, honestly. I like a deck that, like, it was just Mardu mid-range mono removal spells, like no win condition. He would just play against those kind of decks every single time. Mike with the 51, thank you, welcome back. And then he'd swear off ever playing Infect again, and then he would play Infect at the next one, of course. Like every modern player, a slave to the pet deck. Jegantha, to me! Go, Jegantha! Mardu Pyro, yeah, it was like post Mardu Pyro too. It was like, I promise, like it was when like Mardu was like not on meta at all. I put says, how many lands do you play in that thing? 15, no cap. No cap? On God. Seems more like my 25. Quick chat, what decks play 25 lands in Modern? Help! Okay, it's creativity. They're also just so punished for like they're just taking 2 extra damage for not cracking that fetch earlier. I actually think I was short here. Yeah, I was short, but I just confidently played the Breach, which is I could have gone a Narcomancer, Bauble, Grapeshot from hand. Just confidently play the Breach, and they die. We did beat creativity last night too. I don't know, like our curve is just so low, but yeah, we don't have much interaction for their game plan. I think maybe I boarded in Klothys last time. I don't know if I boarded it this time. I can play 1 Revelry, their binding deck. I think our stuff that we get binding is so cheap though. I just run it back. I think we just run it back. Alpine Moon. I do not like to bring in Alpine Moon against creativity. I have brought it in against them in the past. I think especially with them, it's just hard to play these kind of like do nothing cards against these decks. Just need your cards to do stuff. I don't know. They put us on a mold of 5. They're on tilt. Could have long land grape. I didn't have 2 grapes in my hand, did I? I guess if they, I guess we keep Ragavan because if they have Red and 6, I can bolt Red and 6 dash Ragavan, kill it. And if they're on a mold to 5, like killing Red and 6 could be just like the difference between winning and losing this game. Channeler. I don't hate a Channeler here. I feel like I really, really want to find a land so I can go Anarchomancer into a 2-drop though. I drew a Channeler anyways, so I think I'll just play Channeler and play Ragavan. Good chance they have a Bolt, just, you know, use their mana a bit more efficiently. Right, so they got 3 cards in their hand. You could upkeep stop, maybe. I don't think I'm super likely to upkeep Bolt. Now I feel a little less likely to. Don't think they sandbag that. My opponent only has 2 cards in hand. I think I'm just supposed to bolt the red and play an Anarchomancer. Like, if their 2 cards plus the draw step include Mountain, Creativity, you know, good beats, right? But just kind of tough to play around. I can also find an Unholy Heat and Heat the Archon and just kind of be in fine shape. But yeah, they also don't have it. Okay, so Anarchomancer gets bounced. We're continuing to play this game. We find an Unholy Heat and a Ragavan. Let's just go ahead and 1 mana dash the Ragavan. I'm happy enough, I think, to trade this for the Dwarven Mine this turn, which they opt to not do. Shocks and Blood Crypt. What could that mean? That they have a bolt and they want to not use their fetch. So I need to use this heat this turn or I'm going to lose it. And I can't heat the token if the Teferi stays in play. So I think I just still do this. Offer the trade of Ragavan for the token again. If they have bolt, I'd rather than bolt the Ragavan anyways. Shouldn't you attack them heat Teferi? No, because I lose my heat, right? I want to save the heat for an Archon next turn. It's like just kind of like stop them from being able to put 1 into play. I think. So they got 2 cards in their hand. So I'm gonna go Breach, Channeler. Oh, Spell Pierce. Okay, I'll just pay and then Bauble a bunch. Or at least Bauble 1 time. See what their top card is. Their top card is Creativity. So let's try to leave this Unholy Heat in the graveyard. I have another Bauble on top. I still like nice 4-for-1 off the Breach here. Don't know that they have a another Dwarven Mine in their hand, of course, because we made them use this one. But even if they do, it's not so bad. They do have another Dwarven Mine. What are we discarding? Probably something that helps us get Delirium. So like the Bloodstained Mire. Well, I guess the problem of going Breach Heat is that we lose Delirium. Atraxa? Fuck, dude. So unlucky, maybe. I don't know. 1 in 4 chance, maybe. Okay, they hit a Creativity, Leyline Binding, and Arid Mace and a Spell Pierce. And this is, I think we're beating Archon, probably. I don't know that we're beating Atraxa here, unfortunately. So what's our plan? Couldn't you have played around it with the Bolt? I didn't have Bolt up, did I? I paid 2, so I didn't have mana anymore. If I just had Bolt up, I'm losing my mind. I think everyone would have been yelling. I think it's better to like pay 2 and like hope they're, you know, and hope that their 2 cards aren't Creativity Dwarven Mine. Breach into Bolt, Harvest Heat. Let's just start with a Channeler and a Bauble and see what develops. Alright, and so we also know their hand exactly. They have Creativity, Binding, Arid Mesa, Spell Pierce. So I feel like this being a breach turn is not, you know, super likely to be effective. Let's see what they're drawing next turn so we can get perfect info. A Teferi, which they're restricted to either Teferi, Binding, or Spell Pierce next turn. I think I'm going to need to find a Goblin Anarchomancer to be able to win this game. I wonder if it's ever right to play the Questing Druid. It's not right to play it before the Abundant Harvest because I don't get the trigger off of it anyways. Okay, that was the card I wished for. So yeah, I think what we'll do is play the Anarchomancer and pass, and hope to be able to storm off through them next turn. I do. The thing is, I do think they're going to use the Binding. Yeah, maybe sandbagging the Anarchomancer is better. I don't know. We probably just can't win. Yeah, because now they're going to Spell Pierce my Bolt. Although if I find another Anarchomancer after they Spell Pierce, they are unlikely to have any meaningful interaction. Their life total is going to be really high though. Weren't you supposed to Seeing Atraxa? Wait, Seeing? Is there a Seeing Redemption? People were gaslighting me in chat today. Yeah, I think I'm discarding Questing Druid. I just want to draw an Anarchomancer, go Anarchomancer or Channeler, Breach. Hope for the best. We got a 2 this turn. I mean, I don't think my life total is that relevant, as long as I'm alive. Also kind of rough that we just, like, they exiled the Anarchomancer instead of bolted it. It is what it is. Tough game, very winnable game. If things had gone a little differently. Don't think we really messed anything up, to be honest. It doesn't seem very reasonable to not pay for Spell Pierce, hold up Bolt, and play around, like, the extra Dwarven Mine in their hand, plus them top deck Creativity. That doesn't make any sense, I think. Did we not have Delirium? I mean, Atraxa has 7 toughness. I guess wait, we had Delirium. What is the question? Opponent, we have Delirium. Concede. Could we have not done Breach, Heat, Bolt? I don't think so, but maybe we could have. I think I'm just going to slam it an Anarchomancer. Another Abundant Harvest. Alright, let's just play another one, I think. Weird, just 2-2 beat down. But they don't have a Bolt in their hand. They might have a Spell Pierce and... Just kind of down for this, I don't know. So I want to play this through a possible Spell Pierce. Let me look at what my top card is. It's a Scalding Tarn. Don't really want to be drawing more lands. If I need another land, I can harvest for one next turn. I don't think I'm very likely to need one. Like, they can't Creativity me here this turn. Through the bolts, yeah. We'll bolt them end of turn. Okay, deck tech for Doom Driver. Alright, can we refund the deck tech? Sorry, with Peace of Love, I don't know. I don't do Mono Blue Tron. I don't do it. Scams, you're getting your points back. Look, I don't know. Like, look at this sideboard. It's like literally 15 one-ofs, Fire Ice with like no red sources in the deck. Probably. I just, you know, why do I have to do this deck tech? Okay, 2-0 on the day. If a mod could confirm when they've refunded too. Like, I hope you're enjoying Mono Blue Tron. Thank you, Doom, after me scamming you last night. Good to know that Doom holds no grudges. How are you feeling about this hand? It's a pretty hand. We're on the draw. We have potentially 3 looks at land number 2. I'm down. Upside's really high here. Opponent's suspending a Crashing Footfalls. We did beat Rhinos last night when we played against it. Matchup did not look very good though. Yeah, maybe one day I'll be enlightened enough to play Mono Blue Tron. But that day is not this day. Alright. This day we're just top decking. Kind of feel like I maybe need to just slam the Anarchomancer. Like, I would think my opponent would Fire Ice and upkeep if they had it. They may even like main phase Dead Gone. I'd love to see Breeding Pool here. So we've successfully untapped with Goblin Anarchomancer. Let's seek a beast. Graveyard that beast, I think. So we hit another Manamorphose and a Bauble. So I'm gonna go ahead and not get super greedy. I'm gonna play this mana because if I play an Anarchomancer and then I play a Manamorphose and they force it, I can't do anything else this turn. So I think that I'm supposed to do this. And like you try to bait the force. That being said, it doesn't seem like they have a force, so it could be correct for me to just play this Questing Druid before and like lose the Seek the Beast. Kind of down for that. I think getting 2 giant Questing Druids this turn seems pretty reasonable. Yeah, I'll keep another Channeler this time. Archomancer is so crazy. We'll get them up to at least 5/5s, which is, of course, you know, very good place to be in this matchup. They'll keep an Abundant Harvest, I think. Green-red. Does not trigger the Anarchomancer, unfortunately. Imagine if we find a Breach this turn, though. Another Questing Druid. I think I'm down to keep another Questing Druid as, like, our turn starter next turn. Although, we're going to have Delirium after the Harvest goes to the graveyard. Okay, so non-land, Questing Druid in hand. We also have the Bauble for Delirium. Bolt, just so I can use this mana and get the Questing Druids up to 5/5s. Although 6/6s could be nice to play around double Violent Outburst, maybe. I think I'm going to Graveyard this one. Keep that one. A Swift Spear, I think, would be the best alternative for Ragavan. Okay, so they are... I guess they're not going to have another Violent Outburst if they play 1 Violent Outburst this turn. That was our turn 3. And they just concede. Did not play a single spell. I thought about playing some number of Engineered Explosives for this matchup. The card is just pretty mana intensive, though. Could play one over, like, one of the grudges. Excuse me. Why is Ragavan better than Swift Spear? Like we talked about a little bit earlier. It's like, so like this deck really wants to have high individual card quality. It wants to put your opponent on the back foot really early. It wants to be able to also like play a 1-drop and then spin turn 2 like setting up via like Swift Spear plus Questing Druid don't play that well together because you're playing it on your opponent's turn a lot of the time. Like Swift Spear plus turn 2 Rin's Resolve isn't that good. Like, you want to be spending like turn 2 and even sometimes turn 3 setting up, and like on these setup turns, like Suspiria is just like not that impressive, and like she'll be better than Ragavan when you're going off, but Ragavan just kind of like puts that big pressure on your opponent early in a very real, meaningful way that I like. Great at drawing triple Manamorphose in this deck. But Suspiria has advantages, like the Scam matchup would probably be better if you play Suspiria instead. We can maybe try Suspiria at some point. The 4th Manamorphose. My kingdom for a Goblin Anarchomancer. Okay, not so scary. So, I'll be happy enough if I draw an Anarchomancer next turn. Yeah, I feel okay about keeping this. I can heat the Bone Crusher and then see what the top of my library is. Another heat. Heat is probably worth keeping. It's not a Goblin Anarchomancer, though. So we know that they have Subtlety and 2 mystery cards. It's an interesting Grapeshot. Let's go into the just attack. See if my opponent wants to, like, Subtlety to try to block. We'll probably Grapeshot for some this turn. I'll keep another land, yeah. Okay, so I guess we go Anarchomancer. They'll Subtlety this. Oh, I should have played my stupid fetch first, though, if I wanted to keep this. But this is mostly just, scam my opponent into contributing to my storm count and get that Subtlety out of the hand. Although I guess I could have also set it up to where like the Subtlety isn't that scary. Also, it's kind of a conversation, like, am I going to kill the Subtlety with Grapeshot, or am I just going to Grapeshot my opponent for 6? For 7. 7 is a lot more than 6 here, because if I just find a Lightning Bolt... I want to graveyard that so I can see my top card and get, like, a little bit better info. So this is coming down next turn. I think I should probably put 3 points on the Subtlety. And then keep this on top. And then this comes down next turn. Well, does it stay on top? I already have the quest. Yeah, I mostly just want burn. Same targets, same targets. And maybe this is bad, because if they have another Cascader, then 1 heat doesn't stabilize me. Second Chandler is fucking good, though. They're gonna fetch Shock because they have Fury, I guess. Also, if we draw Breach, we win. They only have 2 cards. Another Rin's Resolve and a Ragavan. So I like that Ragavan can chump block the Fury, potentially. I guess I don't like that if I Shock here and they have a removal spell for Ragavan, I'm not in good shape. I'm not really playing around a removal spell on Ragavan very well anyways, so do this now to play around Hardcast Force of Negation. Although I'm not sure how confident I can beat that card anyways. Was it better to just kill the Fury and go to 2? I don't think so. Because I'm gonna be dead to like that next attack anyways. But if I could also draw Heat and like chump block the Fury a second time. I think it's just like the fact that the Fury can be chumped by this Ragavan is a big deal. Could be wrong. Okay. If my opponent was gonna tap mana, that was the best thing possible for them to tap mana on. I guess Suspend Footfalls, actually. They have a removal spell though. Yeah, maybe this was wrong. I could still draw Underworld Breach to win, or like Rin's Resolve into like Breach plus land. I drew the land. Questing Druid, Unholy Heat. So I have to go Questing Druid, Heat here? I guess Heat the Rhino so I can draw more chump blockers. Top deck a Breach. Or I guess a Bolt or Heat also. Yeah, this like, oh man. Okay. Can we play What If Relay for more card draw over 4th Ragavan? I don't think that would be good. This is not a good Galvanic Relay deck in my opinion. Oh, no! I guess I was fetching end of turn though. I was gonna get a Stomping Ground. Okay, game 3 on the play. I don't know. I kind of don't know why people want to cut the Ragavan so much. They've been really good. I think they make a lot of sense here. Just don't really want to play 83 mana spells in this deck with no rituals. Could I consider a couple Rolling Vortex to the sideboard for speed and Cascade? I mean, we have a pretty painful mana base, and we want to be able to breach our Baubles a lot, but I'm also like just like not. I think I'm gonna mulligan this hand. I'm not that big a fan against or about. I don't love this one, but we do have a reasonable questing beast or questing druid here. Yeah, I don't know. I think I've got the is Rolling Vortex good enough to beat Living End? Probably not. Is it like that good against Rhinos? I don't know. Like I feel like a lot of times they can just tank 5 and then kill you. Like if you're spending like turn 2 to like do nothing. It's always obviously the problem with these cards, just spending turn 2 to do nothing. I've played Galvanic Relay in these kind of decks, and they're like not good. You know what I mean? They're not like super impressive. Okay, wait. Stomping Ground, Wooded Foothills. Only we'll get to use one of these. Anarchomancer is a nice pickup. No! Oh my gosh, I fucked up. No, I can still Manamorphose. Sorry. Cause but to play Questing Druid this turn. Close one though. Could have been better to play the Wooded Foothills for Delirium. But what extra life here does also matter. Has anyone asked about running Teamer? Yeah, people would say, Teamer without like any like what does that mean? Does that mean like it is hard to splash a color in this deck. It's like 15 land Abundant Harvest does not lean itself to splashing very well. What does Teamer look like? I don't know the answer to that question. I don't know if people have a vision or not. What blue card do we want to play? It seems unlikely that any blue card would not make our Anarchomancer much worse. Also, there's a certain group of modern players also that just can never like register a deck without counter magic in it. It's like their crutch. I think we don't want to play the Anarchomancer over this. Gonna graveyard that for Delirium. Non-land, the best possible. I need another type for Delirium. I think I have to graveyard that. I don't necessarily need to kill the second Rhino either because I'm going to have this big Questing Druid. Okay, so there's Delirium. So I think I just play a Anarchomancer, fetch a tapped Stomping Ground, and then heat the Rhino token. I'm going to fetch now so I can attack with my Channeler also. There's like if they have turn 2 Violent Uppers, turn 3 Violent Uppers, good beats.
little greedy. I think it's okay. We have a 5/5 against them, which is pretty crucial. Channeler is a pretty important card to have in play. They have 4 cards left. Need them to be pretty flooded, which is, I think, asking a lot here. They didn't immediately sack the islet, so they, have plays this turn. Although they're not snap attacking, so they don't have violent. Oh wow, okay. Huge news. I think we just graveyard that. Lightning bolt their face. Seems a little ambitious. Let's just pass. They could have another endurance pretty easy here. They could have subtlety. They might flash in subtlety into turn. Yeah, I think we were not respecting living end enough, so we were playing the Tormod's Crypts. And I also didn't feel like we needed the Cursed Totems that we had yesterday. We beat Scales today without it. Tenuous position, of course. Bad news for us. Okay, I'm gonna bolt the agent here, I think. Try to surveil in the like questing druid. Breach would be okay. Rin's Resolve is certainly worth keeping. Can hopefully chain some stuff together here. I could maybe do the second main phase also. Oh boy, here we go. Another channeler. Yeah, I'm gonna cast this Breach second main phase. So I have to graveyard this, but that's interesting pickup here. We may be a little short on cards in the yard. So I could keep that on top. Flashback Grapeshot. Kill a Rhino. It's pretty awkward too, I guess. Do that, and then I just also have this Unholy Heat that I didn't cast this turn. Maybe it's not that big a deal. So we kill a Rhino, block a Rhino. Yeah, we're kind of in okay shape. Can still get a land. How could I possibly play a land this turn? What am I ever going to use to draw a land? Does Seek the Beast? Can I Seek the Beast from the graveyard? Graveyard the Druid and Seek, leaving Grapeshot. Yeah, can I mean, we have to hit a land off of it, and then we have to fetch Shock probably, which is tough. I think I just want to leave the Druid on top and then Grapeshot. I think I'm in okay enough shape to do this, but I didn't hate that line. 4 looks, yeah, but I'm gonna have to spend so much life on it that it doesn't let me kill a second Rhino either, does it? Because it'll let me storm for 7, which is not enough. I just in general don't think I'm behind enough to take that line, but maybe I am. And maybe I should have been prioritizing getting Delirium on these channelers post combat, but I don't really think they're gonna have just good enough attacks here, because I can pretty easily block a Rhino with the Druid and double block the other one, and then even if they have a removal spell, I go to 1. If they have a removal spell plus 2 removal spells. Oh no, the 1 removal spell puts me to 3. Yeah, they have 3 things here, or Fury plus something. Could definitely have been right to like graveyard the Druid and like try to get Delirium, but don't feel so bad about this. Wait, you don't have something, do you? How could you have something? If they live on one, it would be sad you missed the grape. Well, I'm playing around like a counterspell on a Grapeshot, right? Not that it's very likely they have it. I guess the 1 damage on them is probably more relevant. The game is like immediately over though. I feel pretty happy if I win this game when they go turn 2 Outburst into Endurance into Agent. They have Force Negation. Yeah, I guess you're right. It's impossible for them to have a counter. I'm just like so paranoid about that kind of stuff. Like, there's just been a lot of times lately, I think if my opponent has this kind of interaction, they're gonna snap it off, and then they just don't, and then they snap it off on something else later that turn after I've already ruled it out. And in this case, it's like definitely too extreme, but it's just been happening so much to me lately. I'm getting kind of paranoid about it. 3/3 split on Mountains and Shocks. Feel like you often want the third basic. We need it. I want 14 green sources in my Abundant Harvest deck. I'm cheating by playing 13. Like, I'm playing one less than I ordinarily would. It's been okay. It's not a huge thing. Cutting one more turn 1 green source is just like this hand was a double basic Mountain Abundant Harvest hand. It just will happen more often than you think. I think that we are really playing like the bare minimum here. They might have Dismember. I think that's a good read. Yeah, if they attack and they have a removal spell for Anarchomancer and I do my double block plan. I mean, I can even just block with the Questing Druid. Right? Because they've already played their land for turn. Yeah, I actually don't even have to block the other Rhinos. And I think they realize that and they're not going to attack. Alright. Seeking the Beast. Maybe could Heat first for more Surveils after we crack the fetch and get Delirium. But I also want to get the Druid bigger. I guess I could also Heat now. I don't know. I want a bigger Druid. Hard to know what matters more there. Yeah, so if I don't like the card on top, I'll use my Heat though this time. I like that card on top. I think I'm gonna make red green. I'm like pretty locked in on like casting the Druid, right? Another Channeler. It seems okay. I think I want maybe something that helps me get the ball rolling a little bit. Oh boy. Okay, so I think this green mana that I have is... I have this to play, right? So shock this in. This green mana is pretty locked in on Questing Druid. So maybe they would not counter this. They'd try to counter the Manamorphose. Okay, they have Endurance. Okay. So it's nice that I get my big Druid up to 15/15, and my opponent is at 15 life. Good analysis spike. I'm not gonna have Delirium next turn, so I think I will graveyard that. Maybe I would with 2 Channelers. Does Druid... How often does Druid become this huge? I mean, usually they're dead before this, but... Did they miss their block? Maybe they just don't think they can win. Yeah, Ragavan's a pretty good card. I think what people are mostly asking for like budget considerations. It's a 4-lander. I think I'm going to keep with this Channeler providing a good bit of card selection, hopefully. Full set revealed? Yeah, I'm sure they usually don't like let there's usually not like a lot of like juicy stuff that lasts on the Friday, but I'll go through it eventually. Do we Monastery? I don't think that there is another Swift Spear in Magic, is there? They have a 1 ring on top. Tron? Search for Tomorrow, because this is green-red Valakut. Okay, let's draw our card off the Bauble, and if it's not... I have so many 2-drops in the deck. Let's take our draw. Okay. I guess. Pretty sure he got released Friday. Yeah, there's obviously sometimes some stuff. I do remember that, yeah, they did not highlight Unholy Heat. Down the Beanstalk, 1 green, ETB, draw a card. When you cast a mana value less than 5, draw a card. Wow. Seems bad. I wouldn't play that card. Doesn't trigger off Fury Solitude. Probably an ignore Red and 6 kind of game. Alright, that's still on top of him. Since like they're gonna resolve Search for Tomorrow next turn and be able to play the ring, you know, no matter what. Could be a play Questing Druid turn. Although they're probably playing the ring next turn, so I don't know how much that necessarily makes sense. Anarchomancer seems worth keeping. Yeah, so we're going to attack them this turn, and then if they play the ring, which we know they have a ring in their hand, then we'll kill the Wren, and then hopefully we'll have also set up for a big turn. Deck seems budget-friendly if not for fetches and Breach. I don't... How expensive is Breach? I'm sure it's not, like, super cheap, but compared to, like, other big modern staples, it's probably not that bad. They go for Basic Mountain instead of Cinderglade. It's kind of interesting. I wonder if they just don't play Cinderglade. Yeah, if you play Swift Spear over Ragavan, it's pretty cheap. 10. Yeah, I mean, yeah, not like, you know, super inexpensive, but... Like, questing... I don't know how expensive Questing Druids are, but... There's a good chance that they're more expensive than Underworld Breach. So I can't bolt this turn, unfortunately. Okay, so do I want third Channeler, or do I want to draw 1,000 cards? Let's go with 1,000 cards. No! Oh, wait. Okay, I thought for sure I clicked OK, passing priority. I don't know how that happened. How that happened that I didn't pass priority there. I guess I have a bolt in my hand so I can exile the bolts too. We have to draw so many cards. Can you try 1 copy of Thrasta? It wouldn't be good. I say this as someone who's probably cast more Thrastas in Modern than anybody else. It would not be good. Maybe I could have kept, just kept that Breach on top, actually. Yeah, I might keep this Grapeshot actually also, just not Graveyard anymore. It'd be fun, though. Okay. Don't deny that. Yeah, I think I'm done here. So they're gonna need another ring. Don't think there's really much else that gets them out of this. They do have another ring, though. So we can get them down to 1, so we can kill them if they fetch. We can also... They also can't really escape shift me next turn without a Dryad, right? I guess they could go... Yeah, they also only have 1 green, so they can't go, like, Rampant Growth. Into kill me or anything. Spike, why are you attacking? They have protection from everything. Set up for triple bolt. I only have... These are my last 2 bolts in the deck. There's no more bolts to dig for here. If there was another bolt, I would just draw my deck here. No! Cartographer survey, no! Damn. They had it. They might trigger Valakut twice. It is kind of crazy that, like, we keep playing these matchups where we just, like, don't have interaction. Although we do have Alpine Moons, which are really good. But, like, we beat Rhinos twice now, no interaction. We beat Living In, no interaction. Just run it back. Just keep our plan A. It's a big deal for the deck, I think. These decks don't usually play Titan. That being said, Heat does kill Druid. No, I don't think this is a Weather the Storm matchup. I think I'm going to keep in the 4th Heat on the draw. Just go down to 2 Rinse Resolves. Where do you side in the God? It's mostly for scam. Yesterday I brought in against Murktide, Blue-Black. You bring against Burn, too. I boarded it a lot yesterday. So she's staying in the sideboard for now. What are weather matchups except Burn? It's just for Burn. It is just for Burn. That matchup is really bad, and I think it's popular enough to respect in the sideboard. Kind of the same way with Living In. Like, Living In is not one of the most popular decks, but the matchup is really bad without sideboard cards. And we're like a very linear aggressive deck, or, you know, proactive deck, however you want to call it. We're very linear, so I think we can afford to have very narrow sideboard cards, since we are pretty comfortable just running it back in a lot of matchups. Rinse Resolve tech today. I'm just joking around with the Rinse Resolve, because, yes, like, it's the same card as Reckless Impulse. And people kept asking why Impulse over Rinse Resolve. Just a little goof. Need lightning bolts over there? Yeah, there's Seek the Beast, I guess. Okay, so this was... I guess they played a tap land last turn. They're missing one of these cards last turn. Top cards. Manamorphose, Lightning Bolt. Okay. So, I think I cast Questing Druid, cast Manamorphose, cast Channeler, cast Lightning Bolt. Extra land for, like, Breach next turn is kind of interesting. I won't be able to also play the Channeler, which stinks. So I think... Yeah, I think I'd still keep it on top. Because even if I miss, I want to be able to, like, get set up for the following turn where I have two Channelers in play. Because I don't have enough in the graveyard to really Breach right now super effectively. It's close, maybe. We also have Heat to stop, like, Dryad, so I feel okay about that. I think here it should be pretty clear that I'm supposed to Heat the Soccer Tribe Elder as, like, 1 mana, like 7 or 9 damage, depending on if we get Delirium on the Channelers. It's also, like, filling up the graveyard pretty well for next turn. I guess again they could have another ring. Is there really anything to be done about that? Alright. Take their Delirium. Yeah, I don't think there's anything to be done about that. I think I just put them to 9. Hope for the best. Astral Jarl with the Twitch Prime, thank you. Hope you're doing well. Breach triple bolt off any land. Well, they have protection from everything, including lightning bolt. Hey Canister, thanks for the raid. Welcome to all the faithless looters. Good to hear from ya. Been running kind of hot with this green-red Druid pseudo storm deck. So I think it's possible for them to kill me next turn. So they fetched on a 7 down to 6. Yeah, I won't be able to double. I guess I could maybe find Bauble. Yeah, if I can find a Bauble, I can set up to bolt them on their turn. Yes. Okay, so now I just need to think. Because I can play my 3rd Channeler from the yard and then play Bauble and then set up for double bolt. Double bolt should be good enough, right? Because they're taking a damage from the ring, and I don't think they can kill me without cracking that Scalding Tarn. Because to kill me, they would need to go like Rampant Growth into Scape Shifts. So yeah, I think we just play the 2nd Channeler to guarantee that we're gonna find all the bolts. Although I guess so the problem with this is no, this doesn't work. Because if we have to graveyard the bolts, it doesn't work. Yeah, because we're gonna have to put them in the graveyard. Will you try this deck with Swift Spear? I mean, it's working pretty dang well without Swift Spear, and I don't know. You can try it. Yeah, so I think we just draw our deck with Manamorphose and then hope that we're not dead, which we're not super duper likely to be dead, but we could be, of course. Oh yeah, we also have Alpine Moon, right? Sideboard cards. All right, that should do it then. Okay, so I'll keep this on top so it can go to my hands. I will have to exile these 3. Maybe, oh, maybe I could just not afford to do this, actually. But I fucked it up again. These turns are always so weird, dude. It's not, but I can get more cards in the graveyard if I find another Bauble. And can or draw a relevant card. Yeah, like here I just or Manamorphose. I just keep Manamorphose and then cards are in my yard again. I think it's fine to do that. I'm not sure though. It's maybe if it was a little bit deeper, it would have been fine. Yeah, here I think we. Well, I guess sorry. I should also just be graveyarding that and then exiling it last. I always play these turns a little too fast when I'm streaming. Maybe find both Alpine Moons also. Okay, it should be correct to keep the Manamorphose, just that one extra card in the yard. I guess not really any difference. Or no, sorry, it's one more Surveil to keep this. Okay, one more bolt is nice. I think I'm supposed to draw a couple more cards. I don't need to draw too many more, probably. It would be nice to find the second Alpine Moon. Is Grapeshot in the deck? Yeah, but they have protection from everything. Things are pretty easy if we're able to Grapeshot them here. Okay, I'm gonna get this enchantment out of the yard, so I guess I get creature. 17 cards left in my library. Again, I'm mostly just looking for the second Alpine Moon. I think I'll draw one more, or Manamorphose one more time if I don't find it. Although I guess now I have 3 bolts in my hand. What do I even get punished by? I don't think there's much. Because like, I need to play around them being able to kill my Alpine Moon and scape shifting me somehow. Could you sideboard a couple Bone Crusher? I don't know. It doesn't seem like a super good plan. Like it hasn't really been that hard to beat the ring so far. But you could if you felt like it was like an important if you felt like it was an important part of beating these matchups or whatever. Shouldn't you Bauble here for double hand size instead? Well, I'm a little worried about like having to graveyard the Alpine Moon. Because if I graveyard the Alpine Moon off the Bauble, then I may have not Delirium, but I guess also not having Delirium shouldn't really matter, so there is that to consider, I suppose. Yeah, I think I just make sure I have Delirium after this, though. Okay, and so that I shouldn't have to put any more in the yard. Alright, so Valakut the Molten Pinnacle, Alpine Moon, exile one of my 2 creatures, one of my 2 sorceries, and then just land should be fine. Then I'll have Bauble, Manamorphose, Grapeshot, Ragavan, which is Delirium. Yeah, 21-21 questing Druid. Do we name EE was second? No, if they EE, they don't have enough mana to kill me. Yeah, if they had Force of Vigor there, that could get us. That'd be very funny, though, after all this waiting. Okay, but now I just have 3 bolts, so we'll get them. I keep attacking into the rings, though. Florent Win, thank you for the 7 months. Hope you're doing well. Fuck. All that effort. I keep attacking into pro everything also. I still have 2 Valakuts named. For whatever that's worth. Yeah, we need to sideboard shenanigans. Seek the beast for the Grapeshot. I think I'm out of Grapeshots. Yeah, I should have checked a little bit. Yeah, I've no more breaches and no more Grapeshots. Five cards left in my deck. None of them should be relevant. Yeah, I don't know how they deck me with rings because they should only have 1 ring left in the deck. And I keep attacking into pro everything. They only have 1 ring left in the deck. Although it's probably a wish target. Yeah, very funny game. As a lineup against 4-color beam piles. I've only played against them once, but I beat them both times, or both games, where the game just went really long, and I eventually drew Underworld Breach and Grapeshotted them, and there's just like nothing they could do about it, or not much they could do about it. I think in theory, like that may not work out every single time if they know your plan more and they're like holding up binding forever. But even if they have binding, a lot of times you can get, you know, good value out of it. All right, what are they wishing for? Wish for a mill spell, maybe? Wish for the 4th ring? I think I dealt 9 damage with this Questing Druid, right? Explosives on with 2 colors. Is this on purpose? Because you would think they would maybe want to spend red on this to kill my Alpine Moons. Wait, they don't have protection, do they? Fine. It's maybe just like not nearly as good as like my experience, but I was just able to Grapeshot them really hard both times. Yeah, Questing Druid is such a crazy card in the stack. Alright, so we're on the blind of the draw for our trophy match. I'm gonna keep this. Puts it a mull to 6. We did beat Mill twice yesterday. I tend to like to lead on Channeler Bauble when I only have 1 land, and I don't think that that's so different here. If this is a blue-black ring, that is also the one deck we lost a blue-black ring. We lost to 75 card Cabal Coffers yesterday. So maybe this is a scam. I'm gonna graveyard this, of course. Gonna pop the Bauble now so we don't get Bowmastered. Looks like a scam. We can also draw Abundant Harvest, of course. Not yet, but I'm gonna just get this off the table. Card's really scary. I think we want to use both instead of Heat so we can kill Scammed Fury, which is probably not that relevant at this point in the game. Alright. Not quite on time, but we will take it. I think I'm going to play Ragavan and then Heat the Voidwalker if they crack the fetch. Otherwise, after they attack. Alright, Ragavan summons the Orcish Bowmasters. I do have this Grapeshot. It's so weird, 'cause I don't really want to go Manamorphose Grapeshot, because then this just grows. I think I can play this kind of slow. It's maybe a little greedy to end of turn Seek the Beast, but it seems okay. 2 cards in their hand, I'm at 17. I don't think I really want to just go Grapeshot the Bowmaster and get really got by a scam spell, which they could have for sure. So they have a Hardcast Grief. Alright, so we'll Seek the Beast in response. Reveal a Wooded Foothills and Abundant Harvest, so should be pretty good at hitting lands if we need to. I imagine they take my Grapeshot. They could take Breach, maybe. Definitely a difficult Grief. I go with the Underworld Breach, which is certainly understandable. So I think what I should probably do is Abundant Harvest for a non-land. If I hit Bauble, great. If not, I go Manamorphose, let them trigger Bowmaster, and kill Bowmaster and Grief with Grapeshot. Got 2 cards in their hand. Dash and a Ragavan. Got a lot of good cards for them to hit, unfortunately. Including that one. Makes it kind of hard for me to fetch shock here. Then I'm dead to another bolt. Yeah, so I think I just play... Well... Yeah, I think we go Questing Druid. I don't have any more basics. Questing Druid, Channeler, Mire, fetch Stomping Ground, tapped, pass. They could also have a Fury as their like unknown card pretty easily, which is not great for us in this position. Terminate, it's okay. Interesting that they use the treasure there, because now they can't hardcast a top deck Terminate. I'm just gonna trade here. I think we're so ahead on cards. Can just trade pretty easy. They drew Fable, which is nice. Good, a great top deck. Anarchomancer, Unholy Heat, huh? So I think I'm planning to trade Ragavans and Heat the Shaman, and then next turn I can go for a good Anarchomancer turn. Would I consider this deck resilient to Scam? I felt pretty good in the Scam matchup game 1, and then sideboard games, they bring in a lot of very effective sideboard cards. Like, okay, they did not discard their card. So I'm going to Heat this just to like be able to stop them from like casting Fury. Because this was always kind of the plan. Yeah, they have like Chalice of the Void and Lightland of the Void, which are both really good against you. So I think it gets a lot worse post-board, but... So I can kill this with the Anarchomancer plus Grapeshot. They're going to take my Questing Druid, which is less than ideal. Our deck also just does top deck really well, which is nice. Because they played 1 Bowmaster, 2 Grief. So they should have, like... have some number of discard spells and some number of Bowmasters. Sometimes they're main decking a Shieldred at the moment. I think Bowmasters is really, really bad for me, so I'm going to main phase the Bauble. Okay, the top card is just a Swamp, which is good news. And we have a Jegantha and they don't. Do I put Jegantha? I think I'm going to harvest for another non-land. I could Breach and win. Okay. I'll just Heat this now so I can attack. So their hand is just a Swamp at the moment. And then they play the card I don't know about, so lucky for me for them to draw land. But Scam does have like a lot of top deck bricks. They have Thoughtseize and Scam cards and, you know, the usual lands, of course. I think I'm just not going to play this fetch and like go to 3 against a deck that plays some number of bolts, although they've already played 1. They usually have like just 2. You have 2 Breaches left in the deck that just win the game on the spot. They play the Swamp and don't play anything else. 1 mana dash Ragavan. If they have Bowmaster, Ping Ragavan, double block, I can't play Jegantha. They feel pretty F6 though. I could also fetch Shock for Jegantha, I guess, or just play Jegantha next turn. The upside, of course, hitting something nice off Ragavan. Okay, winning game 1, really important, again, because they have a lot of really good sideboard cards against you. But game 1 is a pretty good matchup, I think. As good a matchup against Scam as you can, like, realistically have. And so we bring in the Revelries, like, for those sideboard cards, and we got the Ragavans. Yeah, it's fun to play a 15-land deck. You know, Harvest is a hell of a Magic card. Jegantha is also, like, pretty dumb. Pretty dumb card. Crypt Surfer Living End, which is, I think, just a nightmare matchup. And so yesterday I decided to try to dodge it. We did play against it. We got very, very lucky to win. And but also like we just don't need these Cursed Totems in the sideboard. Like the Yawgmoth and I think Scales matchups are favored without them. So I'm down to like just try to hedge a lot for Living End. How often have I tapped Jegantha for mana? In this deck, it hasn't really come up. In my life, I've done it a bunch. In my life, I have tapped Jegantha for mana, the companion of free. All right, well, let's see what we draw. Gonna play crack my fetch to get a little bit deeper for Delirium potentially. Don't think I'm chumping this turn. Could be fine if they have like one land and Bowmaster. It's like such a specific thing to play around though. Oh, did they have Scam Fury into Scam Grief? They drew Leyline of the Void for turn, I think, since they just pitched that. Fun deck. Fun deck, dude. Okay, we can Destructive Revelry the token. And then take a damage. Yeah, no changes, by the way. Alright, may find Unholy Heat. Okay, we do find Unholy Heat. Problem is, I am still dead, actually. Thank you, Wicked Roll token. Cool card. Cool card. Alright, game 3 on the play. Cool card. Would I consider third basic over fourth Stomping Ground? Haven't seen fourth green source as relevant as life loss. It is. We're really relying on Abundant Harvest to let you play 15 lands. Like I would really like 14 green sources. I only have 13. I'm not really gonna go down to 12. It would be nice to do that though. I agree, but I just don't think you have that luxury of going down to 12. 13 is already kind of greedy. Puts on a mold of 5. That's good news. Worst news if they show us a leyline, though. No leyline, huge. Graveyard that. Good card to know about. Again, just cracking these before they can Bowmaster me, but on their turn so they can't grief me. Or as effectively grief me, rather. So we have Delirium. Let me look at what my top card is. Don't really need another one of those. I guess we could take it. I'm going to go ahead and just shuffle over it. Do I want a second Unholy Heat? It's probably fine to keep, yeah. I know they have a Voidwalker in their hand. Also, if they like somehow assemble Scam Fury or Scam Grief, I just have this up. Nice. Why we crack both and upkeep instead of draw step to get more info? Yeah, sorry, I should have done draw step. Or end step. I know I was thinking they could Bowmaster me if I did. Any other time. Okay, we trophied, sick. Yeah, I'm queued for the Pioneer RC. I haven't really begun prepping yet. Will when the new set comes out. Okay, nice. So the Believers get paid out, which is nice. We're also 4-0 against Scam, which is nice. We opened a Questing Druid, which is nice. Alright, it's all coming up.